What's the best question to ask at the end of an interview? Now, there's a lot that's been written on this subject, and most of it's pretty useless. I know I've got one guy that's got some, standard answers to it. Um, I'm going to have it in JobSearchCoachingHQ.com when I launch, but uh, here's what I really think is the best question to ask and why it works. See, a lot of people talk about tell me about the job. Well, you should have done that before the interview even started. Have the hiring manager tell you about the job that they're recruiting for. So that this way you could talk about what you've done that relates to that rather than just talk about what you've done. So by the time you get to the end of the interview, you've already heard a lot about the job. So this is the one that I think makes the most sense. Let's say it's a year from now when I come on board and I haven't just done a good job. I've done a spectacular job. Matter of fact, if it's not the best, it's one of the best that you've ever seen from someone in a role like this. What would I have accomplished during this year that would cause you to think that way? Now, the reason this works so well is number one, you get an idea of what the hiring manager's thoughts are about the next year for you. And yes, you've set a pretty high bar for yourself, but don't you want to hear what that high bar would be in the manager's mind? Because if it's crazy, why would you want to get involved with it? See, I know you're not going to be lazy when you go to work at one of these firms. So I know you're going to try hard, particularly out of the gate. And if you discover before joining that the hiring manager is a lunatic, you've headed off a problem, right? If the expectations are reasonable, if they can be met, then it's worth knowing that before you join. And at the other side, you wind up hearing, well, you set in the manager's mind the idea that you want to aim for the high bar. So that serves you well because there's a lot of people that he or she is going to interview, they're going to aim for mediocre results. By identifying what would cause them to think that way, you're asking, hey, I want to be a top performer. What would cause me to look that way to you? Makes a huge difference in interviewing. You can go into more depth and ask about some of the challenges the hiring manager could see you facing. But it all starts off with, let's say you hire me and it's a year from now, time to give me my first review. And I haven't just done a good job, I've done a spectacular job. Amongst the best that you've ever seen, if not the best. What would I have accomplished during that year that would cause you to think that way? Take care.